Good morning, everybody. We'll wait for everybody to get the notification and pop in here. Good Lord, what a week. I got to look at all my notes. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully, staying warm. Skull. Vanessa, how you doing today? Chris, how you doing? Good to see you. You staying warm down there in Oklahoma? What a week. So listen, if you've ever made fun of a conspiracy theorist in your life, you need to find that person and apologize because good Lord. So listen, if you've ever made fun of a gotta mute my phone. Sorry. We'll give it a few minutes, see who all shows up. STP, good to see you. KP, good to see you. Teresa, good morning. Coffee, nice to see you. Blue Butterfly, how you doing? Lori, good to see you. All right. Well, it's been a fun week, hasn't it? Good Lord. So we'll go over some of the news and I'll drop the link once we get through all this in case anybody wants to come up and discuss all this. Josh, good to see you. Oh, hey, by the way, guys, 0 Hour is this Sunday night, right here on OVP. And Josh, also known as Apocalyptic Awakening, is our guest this week. So it should be a great show. So I actually did schedule it earlier today. So you can go click that notify me thingy majiggy. And so what happened this week? Well, SpaceX and OpenAI joined together. They are now the largest company in the history of the world. Salt Mist, good to see you today. And Elon said he wants to put 1 million satellites in space. Now, currently, we have about 14,000 satellites in space. Geezer, how you doing? So, he wants to put 1 million satellites in space. Like, it's going to block out the sun, partially anyway. And you think there's going to be a place to hide after there's 1 million satellites in space? There's not. No one's coming to save you because there is no one to save you. What else do we have? Oh, we had that bust in Vegas, the Biolab in Vegas. Now, some of you may know that I used to live in Vegas, so I am very familiar. Billy, good morning. With Vegas. And what better place to have a biolab if you want to spread something all over the country than the most popular tourist destination in the country? So, like I said, I lived out there for 18 years. If you go to McCarran Airport, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, the planes never stop coming and going from there. Okay. You can see them. If you sit there and watch the landing, you can see 4 planes in the distance. Okay. Because that's as far as you can see. And as soon as one hits the landing strip, another one appears in the background. There's just endless line, in and out, in and out, in and out. So if you wanted to release something and spread it to everybody, what better place to do it? I mean, you could spread it through the whole country in no time. No time. Oh boy. It's been a week. You know, I didn't start this channel wanting to be like one of these doom and gloom people, but my God. Oh, yeah. So these ICE protesters, I have to look at my notes because I can't remember all this stuff. Hey, Kay, good morning. How you doing? Michael, good to see you. Yes, thanks, Coffee, for dropping Josh's link. These ICE protesters now have an app, which I really want to know where they got this thing from. They're pulling people over and running their license plates. And what that tells them is who you voted for. That's interesting. That's information they couldn't have just got themselves. That's got to be a government agency. Oh, dog, good to see you. That gave them this information so they could use this. That's insane. I don't vote. And I'll tell you why. I got two reasons why I don't vote. The first reason is I don't think it matters. I think they know who the next 3 or 4 presidents are going to be already. And the whole thing's just a show. Okay. It's like watching a soap opera. When I was a kid, my mom used to watch like Days of Our Lives and what was it? The Young and the Restless, things like that. This whole thing in DC is the same thing. It's just there to, give us something to look at. Hey, look at these guys. It's not real. So I don't vote because I don't think it matters. Granny, good morning. How are you? Cold down there in Florida. And the second reason I don't vote is what I just told you about them ICE protesters. They know who you voted for. They know exactly who you voted for. Whether they say they do or not, oh, no, it's all private. It ain't private. How could they run your plates and find out who you voted for? As the world turns. Yeah, that was one. I think she used to. My mom watched them all. So I don't vote because it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters. That's just my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong. Wouldn't be the first time, but I really don't think it matters. So I guess now we could talk about the elephant in the room. Have you been looking into these files that dropped? You probably don't want to. You really don't. Especially if you're coffee, you get anxiety. Don't look. Trust me. Just don't look. There are some crazy things in those files. I mean, we're just calling them the X files, right? So, because we're going to have to be very cryptic about this, but the stuff in them files, in the X files, it doesn't completely surprise me, but geez. I mean, have you seen them or heard about them? See your CV farmer. Good morning. Me anxiety. Boy, satanic. It might even be worse than that. Jeez. I mean, like I said, anybody who you've ever laughed at and called a conspiracy theorist, you need to find them and apologize. And this has been going on for decades. Remember, you guys all remember Corey Feldman back in the 80s? He was blowing the whistle on this 35 years ago. And, of course, everybody thought he was on drugs or crazy or... Yes, V, we're going to get to that. So, yeah, that's a good point. Your son's deep diving into... Boy, I don't know if you want to deep dive into this. Between the things that are coming out and the conspiracy theories, now there's some great conspiracy theories. And I love me a good conspiracy theory, even if it's not true, but I don't know, man. So today I've been looking into it, and the whole connection with JonBenét Ramsey, remember her? Is crazy. You know, that the Maxwell lady, Maxwell House, we'll call her Maxwell House, was very involved in these child beauty pageants and that. And I know I got reflection in my glasses, but if I take them off, I can't see. So, but we'll try to knock down on that some. And if you look at side-by-side pictures of JonBenét Ramsey and Erica Kirk, I'm not saying it's her. They would be pretty much the same age. And I'm not saying it's her because, you know, it's just a conspiracy theory. But wow, you look at side-by-side pictures and it's pretty interesting. We'll just put it that way. Oh, yeah, I can imagine. If he's actually deep diving in it, Granny, yeah, the stuff he's digging up, woo. dead celebrities that aren't really dead. Yeah, there's pictures surfacing today of what really looks like Mr. E in Israel. It's just insane. And the fact that they were, having people as the guest of honor for dinner. Like I said, we got to be kind of cryptic about this. And, going on hunting expeditions. And now the big question is what Vanessa was talking about earlier about it's all a distraction. Why did they release these files? That's my big question. They didn't have to. I mean, the people that released them are involved in it. So it doesn't even make sense that they would let these come out. Oh, Lori, yeah, you heard that. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff going on. But so they had no reason to really release them. I mean, they could have just, Kennedy filed the whole thing and just said, oh, well, sorry, it's classified. You guys, you're not going to get to see it. So why did they release them? Why did they show us all this stuff? There's got to be something huge. You're right, Michael. No, they're not going to hold anybody accountable. Who's going to hold them accountable? What are they going to do? The district attorney's going to file charges? The district attorney that was sitting beside him on the plane on the way down? No, nobody's doing anything about this. Yeah, Vanessa. Yeah, look at the side-by-side pictures of Erica and JonBenét Ramsey. It'll blow your mind. Like I said, I'm not saying it's her. The ages would be, JonBenét would be 35. Erica says she's 37. I don't know. It's very interesting. Yes, they all are in it together. All of them globally. It's not just the U.S. It's global. Hudson Valley, good to see you. How you doing, Mike? Jeffrey Epstein is alive. Yeah, you know what? I think you're right. I do. I really think you're right. And but the things that are coming out of this, just like there's mention of maybe Sleepy Joe. We'll call him Sleepy Joe. Everybody knows who that is. Might have been replaced, which, that was a conspiracy theory before this even came out. So, the fact that kind of maybe confirms it, it's possible. Coffee, yeah, maybe. But, oh my goodness. I mean, the rabbit holes that this is going to bring in. But anyway, back to my point. Why did they release these files? There's got to be something huge coming. This has got to be a distraction for something monumental, because they had no reason to release these files. They didn't have to do it. They could have just said, well, sorry, it's classified and it's, national security, and we're never going to show you. So the fact that they did show us is really, really, really strange. And that's what's got me worried, is that they actually showed us these things, knowing that they didn't have to. And so, like I said, my big question is why? Why would they show us these things, knowing that it was going to freak everybody out? Now, back to nobody's going to be held accountable. Yeah, they're laughing at us right now. The elites around the globe are just laughing at the rest of us right now, because they're going, look what we can do. Look what we're doing, because it's still going on. I think everybody knows that. They might not be in the same location, but yeah, it's still going on. And they're going, look what we can do, and there's nothing, you can't touch us. And well, they're probably right. Nobody's going to arrest them. Nobody's going to try, put them in a court and try them, because the judge, the Supreme Court judges are probably in on it. That hasn't come out yet, but it wouldn't shock me any. So something else you can do, if you work for a company that's owned by a big corporation, or you work for a big corporation, Google, put your CEO in like Grok or something, and find out if they're in the files. They do have dirt on everyone. Yeah. I did that. My CEO wasn't in the files. I was kind of shocked. Uh, I even looked up the CEO of my old job, who I actually was kind of friends with, and he wasn't in there either. Which, again, I was a little shocked just because these were very large corporations, and I mean billions of dollars of corporations, and I just thought, well, hey, they're kind of in that rich elite group. Maybe they're in the files, but they weren't, which kind of shocked. Well, okay, they weren't in the files that's been released so far. How's that? They only released about half of them. Look up board members. Yeah. Oh yeah. You can do all that. You can look all this stuff up, and you don't just search the files because, like, what is there, 3.5 million of them? Take you forever. Just put it in Grok or something, and it'll search them for you and tell you, is this person involved or mentioned in there, and so that's what I did, and it'll tell you. So I even looked up some big names that I used to know, and well, not know, but used to come and hang out in Vegas in the casinos I worked with. The economy's crashed. Yeah, that's probably inevitable at this point in time. We're going to have hyperinflation and major events happening in China right now. What's going on, V? I missed all that. It's too early in the morning. I'm usually still asleep, but I work 4/10, so I'm off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, I saw that, Mike. I did. That's something I just ran across just a little bit ago, actually. That he may be I can't remember the guy's name, but that's crazy. I mean, that's how I find it. You know what? That would make sense. I mean, Howard, good to see you. Good morning. Yeah, nuts it doesn't even start to describe it. But good Lord. And nobody's went through all the files yet. This is just the stuff they've found so far. And it's been dropping like a brick. What's it down to? Like 70,000 or maybe even lower than that. Yeah, it might drop to zero. But the people involved, we need to cut all this off. Okay. I mean, there's not a whole lot we can do, but what we can do is we can stop going to sporting events because the athletes are all in there. Stop going to movies. Stop. Hey, Pilgrim, good to see you. Stop supporting these people as much as we can. Stop buying things from big corporations, buy stuff from little local places if you can. I mean, I understand that the little local places are becoming extinct because, the big corporations are buying them all out. So, yeah, I heard they were snatching up all the gold and silver over there, Vanessa. So, I mean, did some, yeah, well, they all did, but yeah, George was one of them, yeah. And oh boy, I mean, if you're prone to like PTSD, don't look into the files. Just don't do it. I mean, good Lord. Put it this way: if you haven't looked into them or you haven't heard, okay, how are we going to put this? The young people that they took to the island, willingly or not, if all that happened to them was that they had some encounters with some rich elite people, they got off easy. They start excavating that island. My goodness, the stuff they're going to dig up. Wow. Simple Happy Life. Good to see you. Boy. Crazy. So I'm going to drop the link if anybody wants to come up and discuss all this good stuff. Let me get it in here. paste. There we go. So, I mean, this is crazy. What a week. But like I said, they had to have done this to hide something. I mean, and it had to be something huge because they wouldn't drop all this crazy stuff just to hide what, hitting Iran. Or, I mean, we know that's coming anyway. That's no big deal. I mean, it's a big deal, but I mean, they wouldn't have dropped all this just to get you to look the other way while they were doing it. It's got to be something huge. Coffee's at work, yeah. Scandal fog, yeah. There's got to be something. And it has got to be something huge. So hang on to your hats. I mean, my goodness. Yeah, Geezer, you're probably right. Yeah. Yep, Snowden and Julian Assange is another one. And like I said, Corey Feldman warned us about this stuff 35 years ago, back maybe even a little long. Yeah, about 35, about 90s. Yeah, right around there. Pizza party thing. Yeah, there's a lot of talk about all mentions of pizza. CERN's always been something. I mean, look at the statue they got sitting out in front of that place. Oh, boy. I mean, this is all crazy. Pizzagate is real. Yeah, absolutely. L Dog, I'm gonna put you up here. It's real. Yeah, absolutely. How you doing? L Dog, I'm gonna put you up here. Yeah, absolutely. Turn your phone down. You're getting an echo. There you go. Yeah, mainstream media is definitely compliant. Now the statue out in front of CERN is it's what's the goddess's name? The goddess of destruction. Somebody mentioned it in the chat. I can't remember. L Dog, you there? L Dog, we can't hear you. Shiva. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, you're right. That's it. I knew somebody. I couldn't remember. No, I can't hear L Dog either. L Dog, let me know if you get things worked out. My connection is real bad. Oh, okay. Well, it happens. We'll give you a minute to reboot that. Yeah, Shiva. Yeah. Oh, boy. So it's definitely been a week. But this is why we need to keep preparing, guys, because like I said, there's something huge coming. I don't know what. I have no idea. But they've got to be getting us ready for something. Hey, look over here, Shiva, Hillary. Yeah, well, about the same thing. Yeah. No, L Dog, you're fine. Been a lot of connection problems lately. We had some solar flares and things. Hey, knock it off, guys. Revolution. Well, yeah. I mean, honestly, probably the only way to fix this is if you look at the thumbnail is, yeah, torches and pitchforks, but it has to be on a global scale because, that the people globally are involved in this. Now, they may even have a plan for that. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. CUCV. But, all these elites and all these governments and everybody's been building these bunkers now for what, the past 3, 4, or 5 years. And from what they say, some of them are like city size. Kind of like that show Paradise. Did you watch that show? So if we all do the whole torches and pitchfork thing and they bury themselves in their bunkers, now a lot of people have said, well, we can get to them in the bunkers or whatever. It wouldn't surprise me at all is if there was a global uprising and they all went and hid in their bunkers, if they maybe dropped a couple of dozen suns on us. Like it really wouldn't. It really wouldn't surprise me at all. I mean, how many slaves do they need? You've heard the World Economic Forum say we only need about, what was it, 100 million people in the world. That would be ideal. Well, let's see. If there's like 1,000 people running the whole world, and each one of them needs, let's say, 100,000 slaves, that's 100 million people. How many is there? 8 billion, roughly. Well, there you go. Jigger, did you come to visit? And the rest of us, they don't need. Have you ever heard of the Fermi paradox? 500 million they want on Earth. Okay. The Fermi paradox is basically the explanation for why we've never found any alien life, why space is so quiet, right? And the most likely scenario is that when a civilization reaches a certain point of technologically technological development, they eliminate themselves through man-made viruses or war or AI or something like that. And kind of seems like we're definitely headed down that path. And I don't know. I don't even know what to think anymore. But we definitely need to prepare like there's no tomorrow, because, like I said, they got something huge planned. Something huge. Because they would have never threw these files in front of us. Online gambling, yeah. Until the robots can replace, yes. And they're going to put the robots everywhere whenever they get the technology, which as fast as that's advancing, it's not going to be long. Because your company would pay you zero if they could. They would pay you absolutely nothing. It's all greed. It's all corporate profits. We got to make all the money. So if they can replace you with a humanoid robot that's AI powered. Jigger, are you just kind of hanging out? Anyway, that's AI powered to do your job, that doesn't take vacations and doesn't need days off and can work 24/7. They're going to do it. They're going to do it in a heartbeat. They're not even going to think twice about it. The robots would be disguised. Nah, I don't think he's a robot. But so yeah, they're going to replace all. And I've heard a lot of people say that are in like the trades, well, I do drywall and I do carpentry and that, and the AI is not going to take my job. Well, if you look at the videos in China, the AI robots are already hanging drywall and doing carpentry and building houses. And yeah, it's not here yet, but it's coming. Yeah, they're building them data centers. They're building a lot of them in Ohio. And I think I honestly think that's why everybody's power bills are going up, because I think they've said when they get done building all these data centers, they're going to use more power than we currently even make around the globe. So I think if they price, I think their plan, this is just my opinion, their plan is to price everybody out of having power, having your own power. There's nothing's going to come through the lines anymore. Hey, James, how you doing? Good to see you. And because they're going to, if you can't afford it, you don't use it, they got more for the AI data centers. between that and the water they're going to use, water is going to become actually a problem, an issue. Which, the planet's got plenty of water. We never thought that was going to be a problem as far as us running out of water, running out of usable water. But I can't remember how many millions of gallons these things pump through every day. It's crazy. Nick, good to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. More Ohio boys. Oh, we're actually getting a little more snow today, which we don't need. Putting smart meters out. Oh, yeah. So they can just turn your heat down because you're using too much power, the smart meters. Yeah, the water is not endless. Very true. It's crazy. Here, let me drop this link again in case anybody wants to come up and discuss anything this morning, because I'm not doing anything. Like I said, it's my day off. I'm just hanging out. Thought we'd talk about the crazy stuff that's been going on over the last week. There we go. Actually, I should get on there and just pin that. Hang on a minute. I got to do that on my phone. Push the button. Just don't push the wrong button. Okay, there we go. There. That should work. Okay. Now I just pinned it up there so I won't have to keep putting it on. Oh, data centers here. Not real sure yet. Yeah, they're building a lot. I know Ohio's getting a lot of them because they want to suck all the water out of Lake Erie. Yeah, I didn't figure those talks were going to go anywhere, Vanessa. I'm actually surprised we haven't done that yet. Yeah, so there are going to be data centers everywhere. Yeah. Yep. It's Skynet. They're going to watch everything you do, every action you make. There's going to come a time, in my opinion, where all these things like these things and this laptop and all that is going to need to get chucked in the river. Basically, anything that can connect to the internet is going to need to go. Cheaper to run the generator 24/7. Yeah, just about. Oh yeah, copy absolutely. I like I said, I don't know what the end game for releasing them files are, but it has to be something huge. They would have never, because like I said, they did not have to release them. They could have just said, well, like I said, you guys can't see them, so it's national security or whatever. Yeah. Oh yeah. They do want us dependent on them. But so they didn't have to show us the files, just like they've never showed us the JFK files. Nomad, good to see you. And we're not going to vote ourselves. You hear a lot of people going, well, we need to vote all these evil people out of office. That's not going to work. It's not. Who are you going to vote for? Because the guy that's going to run against him was probably on the island too. So there's nobody to vote for. And like I said, I personally, I don't think your vote counts anyway. I think they already know who the next 3 or 4 presidents are going to be. They've groomed these people from, yeah, no kidding, Mike. But they've groomed these people from birth, and they already know. The voting thing is just to give you a sense that you have a little bit of control. You don't. Yeah, but yeah, no, man, we were talking about why they released these files because they didn't have to. They could have just kept them secret. There's got to be something huge coming. Teresa, yeah, I mean, if I voted, I would vote for Ramaswamy, but I don't vote because I don't think it matters. Like I said, it's not just the presidency. I'm sure they know who the next 3 or 4 governors are going to be and who your next congressman is going to be. The next few of them, they've all been groomed. They're all in the club. So, and like I said, the vote thing is just so you have a sense that you actually made a choice. You didn't make a choice. There was no choice. Oh, and I seen something about, was it the Heritage Foundation is wanting to do what's it called? Marriage boot camps or something. They're trying to, I don't know. It's weird. I didn't check into the whole thing, but you got to check that out too. Yeah, I voted in the past. You know what, Mike? I find myself agreeing with the Livingston man a little too much. Kind of scares me. But yeah, me and him are kind of on the same wavelength about stuff like that. A lot of stuff he says, I'm like, yep. So I know a lot of people think Livingston man crazy, but no, I think he's pretty smart. Michael Wolf, good to see you. I think Livingston wants everybody to think he's crazy, but he's not. So, because wow, yeah, I don't know. I don't like I said, I don't know what the end game is, but there's got to be something coming, something huge, and it's probably got to be coming soon. Like I said, they just dumped these files on us to, oh look over here, and for them to put that information out to distract us, what are they distracting us from? It's got to be much larger than an attack on Iran or whatever. It's got to be something huge, and I'm kind of concerned to what that is. I understand that, Mike. Pull the curtains down. It's going to be crazy. Yeah, you can say that again. Okay, yeah, they're redirecting our attention, but like I said, that's got to be a huge for them to show us that they were inviting some of these people to dinner or they were the guest of honor. Like I said, we got to be cryptic about some of this stuff. Uh, and having their little hunting parties and all that, to throw that out in front of us to distract us, I mean, that's a huge distraction. I mean, there's got to be something big coming. And boy, I tell you what, we need to prep like there's no tomorrow. Now, there's actually some things in that file that referred to WW3 maybe starting. Orlando Prepper, good to see you on the 8th, which is what, Sunday? So, of course, I don't think that's confirmed. Devil Dog, good to see you. I got your email, bud. Right on. Uh, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's got to be crazy. So I pinned the link if anybody wants to jump on and discuss anything this morning. At least I think I pinned the link. Because man, I tell you what, I don't know what's coming, but like I said, it's got to be something ridiculously huge. Yeah, the link's still pinned up there. Okay, cool. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, it's just This is just crazy. A little crazy makes this interesting. Yeah, but not this kind of crazy. Did Cane Corso pop in? Hey, Bob. Thoughts on a cyber attack soon? You know, anything could happen. Hey, Orlando Preppers wanted to pop up. Hey, OP,
Hey.
how you doing?
What's going on?
Nothing. Good to see you.
Yeah, glad I could drop in here. I think you were with me last night. I appreciate you coming over and checking me out. But I want to let everybody know. I kind of hinted at it last night. I got some intel from a military source
Okay.
who told his mother, this was last week, she needed to get, hey, come on over here. Lady Prepper's coming in here.
All right. Sounds good.
Ohio Valley Prepper.
All right, Lady Prepper. Good to see you.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. I'm having coffee. I got to have my coffee.
This one does too.
Yep.
But like I was saying, can you catch that door over there, babe?
Come on, babe.
We had a source last week. He was actually a sergeant major in the Army. He told his mother that she needed to get a solar power generator, a sleeping bag, and a way to heat a room. He couldn't say why, but he told her that.
Well, you know, I could see him turning the power off on us.
Yeah. So I still have a couple of contacts from back in the day when I was doing some intelligence stuff.
Yeah.
And I contacted with them. And the first reply I got back was, "How did you find out?" So that right there let me know something's up.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know what, but it's big, and I don't know when, but it's soon. It's that simple.
I agree. I agree completely because, like I said, this whole file drop has to be a big distraction for something.
Yep.
And
you saw what they did this morning with. They said they got the guy who was responsible for the Benghazi attack.
oh yeah, no, I missed that.
Yeah, and they brought him. They flew him into the U.S. this morning. They're going to try him over here, but that's just another distraction.
Yeah.
I mean, look at who else was involved there that was right under their nose the whole time. A former president and a former secretary of state.
Yeah. I'm sure there's more than one former president, but
they did nothing to either one of them. And now they want to act like this is a big thing and they're going to wrap it all up and get everybody involved. It's all a distraction, guys.
Yeah. They're not going to arrest anybody ever.
Nope. Well, I mean, other than that guy, they got him.
Yeah. I mean, as far as the X-Files.
Yeah. But, I just wanted to drop in. I heard what you were talking about. Something is coming, guys.
Yeah.
Something big.
Yep. I agree.
And it's coming quick. Last night I went over the three things that we need to be watching. If you weren't there last night, catch the live stream, go back and catch the replay, because I point out to you 3 areas that you need to be watching. And all of them's hot and none of them's good.
Yeah. Yeah. I actually watched the replay. Yeah. I missed the live, but.
Well, I appreciate you doing that, brother.
Oh, no problem.
Yeah.
I try to catch as many of them as I can.
But right now I'm out here upgrading one of my solar power units.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. Putting a little more power in it. So
looks a little warmer there than it is here.
Oh, well, I think right now we're at about 42 degrees, which is cold to us.
I say that's colder down there, yeah.
But I just wanted to drop in and let you guys know that in case you didn't see my live stream last night. But you nailed it, buddy. You nailed it. Something is coming.
Something huge, yeah.
Absolutely.
Coffee, if you want to do me a favor and drop Orlando Prepper's link for everybody in case you're not subscribed. You guys, if you're not subscribed, go check out Orlando Prepper. He does a great job.
That.
Yeah, no problem.
I don't do a lot of politics. Most of what I do is try to teach people how to get ready.
Yeah.
But every now and then you got to comment every now and then, or you just ignorant, just avoiding it. So
Right. Right. Because that is, I mean, the news and stuff that's going on is indications of what's coming that you need to prepare for. So,
yeah. But hey, I'm gonna get out of here and let you have it back. I appreciate you letting me drop in.
yeah, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. But hey, listen to this guy, folks. He knows what he's talking about. People that are in the know. We're trying to help people that are just kind of casual about these things.
Yeah.
But listen to what the man's saying. All y'all have a blessed day. Thank you, brother. I'm gonna go back to work.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for stopping by.
Yes, sir.
Rabbit, good to see you this morning. I seen you go through there a minute ago. So yeah, keep prepping, guys. I mean, I would put it in overdrive. Hudson Valley, who is in the chat, talks about when the time to melt the plastic and get everything you can. I don't know if that's right now, but it's got to be coming soon. I mean, goodness gracious. And I really wish there was some indication of what this distraction was all about. But I really have no idea. Like I said, that drop was, oh, here we go. Speaking of Mike.
Well,
Good morning.
Might as well, say it myself.
Yeah, go ahead.
Good to see you, OVP.
Good to see you, Mike. How you doing this morning?
I got to tell you, it is it's awesome to see your channel growing. It's awesome to see all these people here. Keep up the great work, brother. You're doing a fantastic job.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Happy to give credit where credit is due.
Yeah, I think we passed 700 subscribers, so it's moving along pretty good.
Bro, that's phenomenal. That is phenomenal. Keep your foot on the gas. Don't let off. As far as everything that's going on, the most that we can do is react to a situation when it comes up anymore, right?
Yeah.
The proactive is the preparedness. 100%. If you want to be proactive, get as prepared as you possibly can. Whatever way you think is going to work best for you, because, as we say all the time, this is super personal, down to every little last detail. It's all on you, your needs, your wants, your demographic, where you live, how you live, what you live in, what you live by, what you live near. All comes down to your specific situation. What's good for me ain't necessarily good for you, brother, and definitely ain't good for half these subscribers who live either in a city or just outside of a city. There's a lot of variables, right? A lot of variables. So we have to each look at our own situation and prepare for where we're at and the things in our area. Research your area. You may have lived there forever and not know about that chemical plant that went in 5 years ago down the road that hides way back in the woods. So things to keep an eye on, right?
Yeah.
Definitely something to look for and keep your eyes on. There's a million and one things you could prep, but if it doesn't suit you, why prep it, right?
Yeah.
If you don't eat pasta, why the hell would you prep pasta? A lot of people think about barter, right? After SHTF. Listen, I might be the first one to ever tell you this, but I have no plan to barter. Zero. Absolute zero. I don't even have items to barter with, because bartering is extremely dangerous.
Yes.
After things start to fall apart, right? You don't know somebody's mindset. You don't know where they're at. You don't know how long it's been since they've eaten or what they would do for the items that you have. I would recommend against it unless you're going to a barter market or something that somebody has set up somewhere. Then I would consider going and bartering, but I would definitely travel with a group bare minimum. So barter is not for me. So what I prep is for me. my family and the locals, right? Whoever's in my neighborhood. Definitely something to think about. If you're planning on bartering, I'd ease off that a little bit. I'd ease off that a little bit and gear things more towards you, your family, your neck of the woods. There's some folks that live so close to like nuclear power plants. When things get really bad, number one is GTFO, get out of there as quick as possible, right?
Yep.
We're not going to wait for the cooling plants to fail before we leave. We're going to get out ahead of time. And in a good direction, right? Know your dominant winds and things like that. Yep. There's a lot out there, man. There's so many bases to cover. And the Wednesday streams are going to start to gear more towards that. A little less, we all gonna die. A little more, this is how you stay alive.
Yeah.
It's been too long, and the time slots are so small on YouTube anymore without stepping on somebody's toes.
Right.
Wednesday is going to go through a little bit of an evolution here. So
just don't change the theme song.
Hell no.
That's good stuff.
It slaps.
That's good stuff.
It'll always be we all gonna die Wednesdays, but it may have a little different flavor to it. So V, then you got your K1 pills, you've got your bug out plans, you know what direction the winds come from. If you got a boogie, you boogie. If you're within so many miles of that thing, you've got a boogie.
Yep.
And some people way downwind may have to boogie and didn't even think about it.
Yep. Same thing if you live close to a military base. We end up in some kind of big war, which could be what all this distraction is about. The big military bases are targets. Barksdale and
Oh yeah.
Here in Ohio, we got Wright-Patterson. Now I'm 200 miles from Wright-Patterson, but I am downwind 200 miles from Wright-Patterson. So
exactly, you may have to go south. You may have to go north, depending upon what way the wind's coming. To get away from that stuff and make friends, guys. Make friends with people outside of your area. Right? I've got a ton of new friends in Ohio. I've got friends in Florida. I've got friends in Texas. I've got friends all over the place, just in case. And an unspoken, well, I'm not going to say it's unspoken because we've discussed it. If things get bad in Ohio, OVP is more than welcome to come to New Yorkistan.
Thank you, my friend.
Vice versa, I'm assuming, if things
absolutely.
got bad enough here that the East Coast was wiped out, I'm going to be refugee in my way west, and hopefully somebody's nice enough to take me in out there that I've made a relationship with over the years, and we've talked, and we're on the same mindset, right? I mean, it's something you got to do now because we know we're in unprecedented times, man. Every freaking week there is another thing that's never happened before, right?
Yeah,
sucks.
It's crazy.
How do you keep up with it?
The speed in which all this stuff's coming at us. In my lifetime, we've lived through, 50 end of the world situations, but it was always just one at a time. It was this going to happen or that's going to happen. Now we got so many things all at one time coming at us that who knows what's going to happen.
So if you got time to kill and you just want to know, I did this once upon a time. I opened up Wikipedia and I searched for the doomsday prophecies since my date of birth, right?
Okay.
How many doomsday prophecies have there been since the day I was born? And I start looking through these things, and it turns out I've survived like 56 end times prophecies to this point in my life right now. And I look forward to making it 57, right?
Yeah.
Keep them coming. We just chew them up and spit them out.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe 57. Oh, yeah, I believe that because there was always something coming.
Oh, yeah. Well, from, when you really look into it, there was a lot of religious ones, right?
Yeah.
The cults who say that they're going back to the stars, they're going with God, they're going with the aliens, whatever it is. But 56, man, 56.
Coffee
and we started
77.
See? 77 of them. Good golly. Open it up, go through it. it's fun just to know how many you've already survived and how many more we're going to before our end comes, right?
Yep. I remember I was working at Harrah's in Vegas when Y2K comes through, right? And everything was supposed to shut down. The planes were going to fall out of the sky. And it hit midnight, and everybody kind of stopped for like 10 seconds and kind of went. And
We're
nothing
still
happened.
here.
It just all went right back to normal after that. So
We're still here.
Yeah.
We did it. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
it is.
I think the best we can do is just the best we can do, right? I mean, everybody's in a different situation. Everybody's financially in a different situation.
Yep.
Some folks could just we were talking about the max the plastic, right?
Yeah.
I personally feel that there's going to be a magic window where we could have maxed the plastic and then everything fell apart just after it. So I put a pallet of freeze-dried food in my Amazon cart just in case. I don't buy it. I got it set off to the side, right? I know Coffee's with me. She keeps the pallet of food in the cart just in case. Just in case,
Yeah.
you know?
Just in case the day comes where you go, I need to push the button.
But if I had to pay all that back, I could, right? I could. And I would put it on the credit card and I'd pay the $385 or whatever the bill comes out to be a month for the rest of my days and hopefully sell some of it off to some of my prepper friends.
Yeah, there you go.
Say, I jumped the ship a little bit here. I'm sorry, but I got a little too much now and I'm happy to spread the love around. But I think there's the Bible tells us there's a season for everything, right?
Yeah. Yep.
There's a season for everything. And there will be a season where the dollar is no longer worth anything.
Yeah.
There will be a season when that silver and gold that's going crazy, it might still be worth something, but nobody's going to want it, right?
Yeah.
I know Livingston Man brought it up the other night. He's like, listen, if it's SHTF and you come to my house with a gold coin talking about I need some food, I'm more like, hey, do you have any cigarettes or do you have some sugar or salt or something like that? I don't need gold because I can't do anything with it.
Right.
Everything has a season. And right now, I believe it is the season of preparedness.
Definitely.
So I implore everybody to please get as prepared as you can. I don't care if you get anything from my links ever. I just care that you are as prepared as you can possibly be for whatever situation may come your way. The last thing I'll add before I go is don't think you know what you're talking about. Know that you know what you're talking about. Research, learn all that you can right now. Because a simple mistake when it comes to, decontaminating water later is not so good. Not so good. If you do that now, you'll probably survive. You can get to the hospital. You can get some meds. You can get some antibiotics. After, it might kill you. So pay attention. Know that you know what you're talking about. Know what you're doing. Don't think you know what you're doing. And get as much freaking training as you possibly can. As much training as you possibly can. And if there's anybody in New York who needs some children's sleeping bags and camp pads, please holler at me because I have some that I have to get rid of, along with some other stuff. I'm just about in the spring cleaning here, OVP, and I am overstocked with stuff since the kids have grown. A lot of this stuff I really don't have a use for anymore, unfortunately. So it's time to pass it along to somebody who can use it and get some use out of it.
Sounds good.
Appreciate everybody.
Yeah.
Please
Thanks for stopping by, Mike. I appreciate it.
Keep prepping. Please keep doing the things. Like OVP says, and a few other people have said, it really feels like the other shoe is about to drop, right?
Yep.
And unfortunately, we don't know what that's going to be. So we have to keep our wits about us and keep our ear to the ground. Keep reading the tea leaves, and hopefully we come out on the good side of all this.
That's the plan.
STP, I got you, sister.
Yeah, we don't know what's coming, but something's definitely coming. I mean, it's just
No
it
doubt
almost,
about it.
like I said, they didn't need to drop these files. They didn't have to do it. So for them to throw all this in our face, there's got to be something they're trying to distract us from, and it's got to
Yeah,
be
or
something huge.
cram through, ram through. These distracted times are when they'll pass draconian measures,
Yeah.
bills, and things like that. It happens all the time, man. So keep your ear to the ground and
Yeah.
see what's coming, man. You got to read the tea leaves, guys.
Yep. I agree.
OVP, I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, thanks for coming up, Mike. It was good
Thank
to see
you for
you.
having me on. Good to see
Anytime.
you too, man.
Anytime.
Talk to you too. Appreciate it. Stay safe, folks.
All right. And yeah, Mike made a really good point about the water. If you have a water source that you plan on using down the road for an SHTF situation, if you got a pond or a stream that runs close to you or whatever it is, you can take a sample of that water and send it off to get tested. And then you'll know what you need to do to effectively filter that water. And what I would do is after you get that test back and you go, okay, out of my face, dude, lay down. And you decide what you need to do to filter that water. After you filter it, get it tested again to see if your method was effective. And that way you'll know, okay, yeah, what I did is going to work. Or you might find out, no, I need to do a little more or whatever. Chewy, lay down. That way, when it comes time that you need that, you'll know that you got it covered. You know, you know what to do. You know how to filter that water to make it drinkable, and there's no doubt. Lay down. I don't need you on the computer. Lay down, you big goofball. Okay. So where do you get it tested? There's a lot of places you can look online. There's usually a local place. You can get a lot of places you can get it tested for free, and if not, it's just a few bucks or whatever. See what's in your area. You might have to mail it off, so it might take a couple of weeks or whatever. But yeah, that's a good way to. I swear, anybody want a dog? No, he's a good boy. He's just being a pest. Would you lay down? Lay down. Lay down. You didn't do anything bad. Just lay down. He's looking all like, what'd I do? You're good. Lay down. Not on me. I swear, you big lug. Okay. Yeah, local health department. Yeah, Teresa, that's a good one. Yeah, a lot of times they'll do it, and they'll do it for free. So, Gen X Prepper, good to see you. I missed a couple people while me and Mike were talking that popped in. So anybody I missed, hey, good to see you. Just open some MRAs. Yeah, and that's another thing. If you have freeze-dried food, like practice preparing it. Use a little bit of it, you know, and try it out. See if you like it. You know, if you don't, order something different, you know. And like Mike said, if you don't like a certain thing, don't stock it. You know, I like chili. We got I don't know how many cans of canned chili out there because canned chili is good. So, and the same thing with the freeze-dried food. You know, we've got buckets of freeze-dried food. Would you lay down? I swear to God, lay down. SRD, have a good day. You know, practice preparing your freeze-dried food. And if you eat freeze-dried food without rehydrating it, like there's a lot of the freeze-dried food that I like just the way it is. Chili mac, yeah, chili mac, you can't go wrong with chili mac. But like freeze-dried strawberries and things like that, they're good without rehydrating. They're just crunchy, you know. But if you do that, you have to drink plenty of water because the freeze-dried food is going to rehydrate itself one way or the other, whether you put the water in it or it sucks the water out of you. So if you just start munching freeze-dried strawberries, make sure you drink plenty of water while you're doing it because it will dehydrate you. Yeah, drink a lot with free. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, and Granny knows if you want to check out some freeze-dried stuff, check out Granny Southern Corner. She does a lot of videos. She uses that freeze dryer a lot, and she does a lot of videos on freeze drying different things and things like that. And it's really good information. Only freeze dried things we like. Exactly. Granny, did you try the Pop-Tarts yet? I'm really curious of how freeze dried Pop-Tarts work out. Just something that popped in my head on one of her lives one day. And Granny usually goes live Tuesday night, so check her out. Teresa or Coffee, if you could drop Granny's link, that'd be awesome. But Granny does a lot of. STP's here. STP says device not connected. STP, you got some kind of connection issue. Thanks, Teresa. Yeah, so check out Granny's videos. She does a lot of them on freeze dried stuff, and it's very informative. So, going to do Pop-Tarts and send you some to test. All right, cool, awesome. I still have the freeze dried Skittles you sent me. I didn't dig into them yet, and luckily Vision hasn't found out that I have them. So, SDP, I can't put you on here. It says you got some kind of connection problem. It says device not connected. So I don't know what the issue is, but if you get it fixed, I will stick you right up on here. So food poisoning. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you don't want to be in an STS situation. You don't want to be getting food poisoning or especially the water. I mean, you don't want to be having the problems that can go along with having bad water. So, like I said, you can test this stuff ahead of time so that if it ever comes to that, you'll know that you've got it covered. So, and like Teresa says, the health department, a lot of these places do it for free. So, and if you have to send it out and pay for it, it's usually not very much. STP says her Wi-Fi is acting wonky. Yeah, everybody's having some Wi-Fi problems here lately. There were some solar flares last week. I don't know if that had anything to do with it. I personally haven't had too many problems, but yeah, Gen X prepper. Yeah. I'm in that Gen X age group too. So yeah, like our grandparents, it wasn't prepping. It was just normal everyday life. They did the things, and there was no such thing as a prepper back then. It was just what they did, So, but then people got away from that, and now we had to actually call it something other than just normal everyday life. Canned tomatoes, yeah, we eat canned tomatoes. I remember my great grandfather had a pretty good sized garden, and way more than he could ever use. So, I went with my grandmother. We got stuff out of the garden, snapping green beans, buckets and buckets of green beans. Yeah, I can actually cook too. My wife's actually a very good cook. Yeah, Mike, that's great advice. But and I miss those days. I miss going out in the garden. I mean, I was just a kid back then, but yeah, back then people knew how to live. How to take care of themselves. If there was, I lived through the snowstorm, the blizzard of '78, and I don't remember us having a problem with we're gonna run out of food or run out of water. It was like, yeah, we were stuck in the house for like a week, but it was no big deal. Wasn't the end of the world, wasn't, a crisis. It was just, okay, we had a big snowstorm. Nowadays, if something like that happened, there would be problems because there's too many people that live off of DoorDash. And STP says she was born in the blizzard of '78. I was 8. So, old enough to remember it, you know. I forgot what I was talking about. See what happens when you get old. Um, but yeah, like I said, nowadays there's too many people that live off of DoorDash and things like that. That if we had a storm like that to shut everything down for a week, people would be in big trouble. No, people aren't self-sufficient anymore. Coffee was 7. Okay, so we're about the same age. Yeah, it was wild. My grandmother had a big 2-story house, and she lived next door to us. So we all went over there because it just made sense to do it that way, all be in the same place because she had a big old house. And I remember going up to the upstairs bedroom window and opening it up and reaching out and making snowballs. And there was no roof there. That's just the drift had come all the way up to that 2nd-story window. It was crazy. I haven't seen anything like that since. We got a good bit of snow now, but it's actually supposed to start warming up next week. We're going to have a couple of days in the 40s, so some of it will start to melt. After these last 3 weeks, 40 is going to be like shorts and t-shirt weather. It's going to feel warm because we've been at right around the 0 or below mark for about, it's been 2 or 3 weeks now, at least with the wind chills. And yeah, Michael, look, that's a good point. Yep. Your water heater is basically water storage in an emergency. Yeah. But we've had some just drastically cold weather for quite a while now. And it normally doesn't get that bad here. Yeah, wind chills -20. Yeah, it's supposed to be really cold tomorrow, I think, here. We're supposed to get like -20 wind chills. And then it's actually supposed to start warming up some next week, which is going to be a welcome relief from all this. It normally doesn't get, we have winters up here where it may be in the 40s all winter long, may never snow, or get really, really cold. Or we just have one little stretch. I think last year we had like a week where it got cold like it has been here lately, but that was it. The rest of the winter wasn't that bad at all. And we haven't had this is the first, I'd say, really good winter we've had in quite a while. And the good part about it is it should limit the amount of mosquitoes and stuff we have next year, because we've had some good hard freezes for, like I said, it's been 2 or 3 weeks now that it's been well below freezing anyway. So that should tame some of the mosquitoes and the ticks and things like that, which ain't gonna hurt my feelings any. So okay. I get Chewy. It's a car. It's gone. It's not going to get you. You're fine. That's my guard dog. He actually at least does bark at things. Little Reba doesn't bark at anything. Doesn't matter if they come in the house or not. She don't bark at anything. She don't care. She's not interested. So 6 inches ice on the lake, Billy. Yeah, I think Lake Erie's actually completely froze over, which hasn't happened in quite a while. I don't know when they said the last time Lake Erie froze over, but it's been a long time. The good thing about it is nobody floated away yet. Every year somebody's out there ice fishing and they drive their vehicle out on the ice because it gets pretty thick, and a chunk breaks off and they float away and they have to go rescue them, and their car ends up sinking and ends up at the bottom of Lake Erie. It seems like it happens every year. No, Granny, we didn't have a squirrel. I was just a loud car went by and got Chewy all excited. No squirrels. But I haven't heard anybody's car floating away yet while they were up there ice. It's been too cold to ice fish. I like to fish. I don't like to ice fish because I don't like to do anything that has anything to do with ice. I'd rather be warm. But yeah, guys, you need to prep as much as you possibly can. Wildlife, good to see you. Because it just, and I think everybody can feel it. It's just something coming. There's just something coming. And if we knew what, we could better prepare, but we don't know what. So I'm a little, I almost want to watch the Super Bowl, and I haven't watched an NFL game in, I don't know, 20 years, maybe longer. I don't know. Because I'm more concerned about there being an event at the Super Bowl. No, I'm not saying there's going to be, but I don't know, just some weird things going on right now. So, makes me kind of want to watch. Of course, I'm not going to watch. I will be doing the 0 Hour podcast Sunday night at 8:00. So, Half Reddy's a big Patriots fan. He may actually take the week off to watch the game. I'm not going to watch the game, but but it's been quite a week, hasn't it? No plans to watch the Super Bowl. Yeah, like I said, I haven't watched an NFL game in I don't even know how long. Michael Wolf, that's good advice. Yeah. Yeah. Coffee, I understand. I do. I mean, Nicholas, good to see you. But yeah, guys, like I said, just keep your nose to the grindstone and keep prepping. I mean, don't put yourself in a financial burden. But good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm pretty good. I don't think we've met before.
No, sir. I'm just randomly watching. I'll be honest with you. I'm a degenerate, bit of a liquorhead, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't get you flagged. If you want me to step off, I will. But
No, you're all right.
you're a
What you got
prepper.
for us today?
Your channel's mostly pertinent to prepping, yeah.
Yep, pretty much. Yeah.
Do me a favor. Pretend
Sure.
that I'm, which I'm not. Pretend that I'm a leftist or someone who's unfamiliar with this, and like sell me on it.
Well, I don't think it matters if you're left or right or whatever, but why do we do what we do? Basically, is what you're asking.
Well, explain to someone who. Well, you don't have to. Look, man, these panels suck. Okay, I usually get kicked off because I say the nig slur, but I won't say that here. That's why I'm on BitChute, and so fuck them. And anyway, this is before the Epstein files. Yeah, I don't know. I like, you know what? Fuck it. Explain it to me. What are we preparing for? Like, go ahead.
Well, okay, all right, we can do that.
Yeah.
There's not any one particular thing, and prepping is very personal. What one person preps for, somebody else may not have any issue. You know, I don't prep for hurricanes. I'm in Ohio. We don't have hurricanes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the part of Ohio I'm in is kind of in the foothills of the Appalachians. We really don't have tornadoes. You know, I prep for weather events, thunderstorms, snowstorms, power outages. You know, what you should be prepping for is the most the thing that is most likely to happen in your area. You know, if you live in the Florida Panhandle, probably do most of your prepping for hurricanes. You know, alternative power sources, extra food, extra water, things that you're going to need if you can't get out into the public or the stores are closed or whatever for a certain amount of time. You know, if you live in Alaska, you're not prepping for hurricanes. You know, you're prepping for being snowed in for 6 months, or, you know, most of the Alaskans are preppers because they have to be. So just prepping for whatever. I mean, job loss can be a thing you prep for. You know, you lose your job, have extra money, have some food and water, so you don't have to spend money for things like that during that time period.
Or have an OnlyFans, nigga. So, sorry. That's the British people kicked me off for that. Also, sorry. Go ahead. I'm not here to
So-
troll you, man. I'm listening. I've seen your I think I've seen your shit twice before. I'm listening. Look, I'm pretty look it up. I'm doing my own stream. Sorry, go ahead. So wait, Mr. What should I call you before you kick me?
OVP is good.
OVP, okay. Reviler. Not a great name to have, it's okay. So it sounds like prepping what you're saying. I actually expected some you need to get ready for, nuclear this and that. You need to get ready. And like that, it's not to say it's illegitimate, but it's interesting because I didn't expect the response you gave like it's tailored to individual people.
Yeah, pretty much. It's very personalized.
And also, I love your background, and the more people that represent America, which is fucking disgusting that we have to say this, that we have to be ashamed of America. I won't get into that, man. Sorry to curse on your panel and more effing. Yo, man, even if you kick me, I'll kick myself soon. You seem like a nice old guy, bro. I'm old. You remind me of my father. You know what I'm saying, man?
All right, cool.
I'll piss off, but like, are you only talking about prepping or what else? Because like, I'll shut up. And do you have a lot of people on the panels, or I don't know? I'm banned from a lot of places from here. Do I have to go to BitChute to stream, which I'm doing right now? So yeah, because
Yeah, we do some live streams. Oh, we do one every weekend where we have a panel, and then we always have a guest on with my other co-hosts, and yeah, we pretty much just do prepping and survival, and
I'll just sub to you, man, on one of my accounts.
Cool.
Sorry. What are your thoughts on Sorry. I've been streaming like 7 hours, dude. What are your thoughts on like alleged liquor abuse, and like water?
Alleged liquor abuse?
Yeah, alleged liquor abuse. What are your thoughts?
I don't know. I don't drink. So
I don't want to pry into it. At what age did you decide you didn't want to drink?
Oh, I never really decided didn't want to drink anymore. I mean, yeah, I did when I was younger, but I ran out of time. The older you get, and you just go, you know what? I got 2 days off. I got a lot of stuff to do. I don't want to be hungover tomorrow. I got to get up and get moving. And honestly, it just become an inconvenience. It's not like I made like a conscious decision that, hey, I need to stop drinking, or I just didn't have time for it anymore. And I haven't had a drink since our oldest daughter's wedding, which was 14 years ago.
Congratulations.
So, and like I said, it wasn't I wasn't an alcoholic or anything, but me and the wife did have some drinks and things like that. And it just got to be where it was getting in the way.
I don't mean to laugh. No. How long have you been sober, would you say?
14 years.
Wow. I can't imagine that now. Congrats. Bro, I want the opposite, honestly. I hope I don't hijack your show. The chat's like pretty neutral. I just saw it. Dude, trashed me good. It does well, that would be good, but you're not validating my ego, so damn. Anyway, seriously, to talk seriously, like when I was young, I was called slurs that were a joke I won't repeat back then for not drinking. Like you go to a party like 3-4 times a year or twice a year, and you get smashed off liquor, off beer, off anything, everything, everybody, whatever. No, like I did that, but other than that, people were drinking all the time. I think since I was like 17 or 16 till like 27, people were drinking around me I never even said this on stream. I don't care. All the time, incessantly, all the time. for all different reasons liked it. It was like from little mini mudslides back in the 90s when they had those to like the early 2000s, I think. Anyway, no, I started getting into it. Like it doesn't matter. It's not an interview with me, but do you think like do you think that you can be your authentic self? Because like I think I could be my authentic self without this, but I think my authentic self is fucking boring, right? Like I don't think it's that like oh it looks weird and interesting because I have long hair and but like it's not that interesting, mate. It's not. It's never been. When I was 6, when I was 16, when I was 36, it ain't that interesting. So not that I need it as a crutch, but to stream. But I get banned fucking everywhere. You go to jail for this shit, my nigga. Sorry, you go. We love everybody. Sorry, fuck, dude. I'm really trying not to do that. And it was an A. It's usually hard art. I'm sorry. Anyway, you get banned, my person. It lets you know what these corporate assholes and their algorithms fucking think of you. And when the left and the right don't fucking defend you, it lets you know. But all I'm saying is like, do you think you'd be as interesting or intense of a person? Because I don't think I am. And maybe you're more secure than me, sir. But like, fuck not drinking, bro. Fuck that. Because what am I to my stream? Even if it's 10 people, dude, 30 people, bitch, dude. What am I to anybody? Even to my family at this point, man. I held sales jobs, making a lot of money doing this shit in Florida, bro. When I was a drunk piece of shit, I did it. I dated. I fucked girls drinking. I can't imagine not. I can't imagine not drinking. I can't imagine it. I can't imagine it.
Well, that's too bad.
Tell me, like, if you think of my perceptions warped, it's okay. Sorry, it's not what your platform's for, but like, you ain't drinking that long. And I can I say I know what it is to not drink for like 3 or 6 months. Be like, man, my focus is better. Like my equilibrium is. I know it's not an everyday knockdown. It's an alleged, for legal purposes, alleged binge. Like when you binge,
Yeah.
you fucking go for like 5 hours if you're lucky, 15. But we can stop this. I don't believe what the Christians and the fucking AA people say. No offense to them. A lot of them are nice people. They're misguided. But like, how could you come on this platform with these? A lot of these people are. Never mind. They're not the most intellectually erudite people, right? And fucking talk to them every week and do this. And it's like, even as a hobby, and it's like, you ain't drinking? How? That's all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trolling you, man.
I know what you're saying.
Even if you kick me, I'll still stay sub because I'm not a coward like that. But go ahead.
I don't need any liquid courage, but I can understand how some people might if they're not comfortable, talking in front of people.
More interpersonally, not publicly. I don't know if I talked to 100,000 people. Anyway, what I don't know. I don't know. I'm like, am I trashing your stream? I don't want to do that, but I just want to know, like, did you used to? Well, I don't know. Like, what do you tell these people? Like, you found religion. You know what I'm saying? I don't found religion. I don't lost it. I was raised Catholic. Gardening is stolen from Jews, the same as Islam. So I won't go through all this shit. But it's like there's nothing to find. There's nothing to find. There's nothing to procure. There's just nihilism and misery in the void. And so fuck it. Like that. Maybe that's a reason to drink. But I don't like. How do you? You obviously have better qualities than me. You've been married. You have children. You've done more for. Not to be. I'll be real careful with this, bro. You've done more for the race, for the people than me. Okay, but how do you not like how I don't know, like Eva for 14 years. I think I'm about to shoot myself in the head, man. Yeah, sorry, Cheer. No, I hope I'm not triggering you. I'm not triggering you, bro. But cheers, by the way.
Yeah, nope, you're fine. You're not triggering me.
Still half that shit, and I don't have the courage to tell my stream. So now, like a coward, I gotta get water. Anyway, what like like because I'm not young anymore, dude. Like it's miserable getting old. It's horrifying. Like when you're a kid, you look at old people, you're like, ha ha ha. It's horrible to be one of them. As it's crisis inducing, dude. And no one will help you because what can they do? Okay, well you'll be dead in less than 100 years. I don't know. I think about these things neurologically. I don't believe in medicine and shit. Not for me, but like that's my medicine. I don't know, man. I'm spurging out. I'm schizoing out. I'm chimping out. What do I do? Sorry.
I'd try stop drinking. I mean, honestly, it's not good for you, and it clouds your mind, and
True.
maybe you'll see things in a different light.
Thank you. I don't though. Like I just see myself as repressing realities that like I guess if fucking a woman and having a bunch of children made me happy, I think it would for look anyway. Who's to say though they're not to turn out to become communists, to become pro BLM and all this? Not to alienate your viewers, you have left and right. I understand. But like I think about that, like what if I've invested this in my seed for them to turn on me? It just sorry. I'll kill myself soon, bro. I'm using you as a therapist, but like I feel like you're not that just okay, right or left or whatever the fuck. Like how and why, if you don't mind answering, and for my stream and yours, like how and why did you? And I'm already sub, mate. Even if you kick me, because I'm not a pussy. You want to kick me? You want to fucking talk to me, right? Well, but anyway, how and why did you stop? Even those 14 years ago. And congratulations on your daughter and the marriage and everything. But how and why did you stop? Like why?
Like I said, I just honestly I didn't have time for it anymore. It seems like the older you get, the busier you get, and if I'd spend all night drinking, well, then I was hung over the next day and didn't get anything done, and then I was farther behind than I was before. So you know what? I can't do this. I ain't got time for it.
That's probably the most efficacious and effective reason for stopping the drinking I've ever heard.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I said, oh man, I need to stop drinking. No, that wasn't it. I mean, I didn't have like some epiphany that said, oh, I need to stop doing this. I just kind of ran out of time for it.
You never went to jail partially for it?
No, nope.
I have 5 times, bro. Like a piece of Tyrell shit. Whole other myriad of factors, but yeah. 5 times, man. Anyway, thank you. I think that's interesting, prepping. So it's not just prepping pursuant to like MRA, like meal replacements or supplements. That's what I thought you were doing, which I would have no problem with. Do whatever the fuck you do.
Well, that's one of I mean, we do, most of the preppers do stock freeze-dried food and things like that, which is MREs are another thing just for emergencies. If the power's out, you can't cook, you can't go to the store or to the restaurant or whatever, and it's shelf stable, so you can store that stuff for at least 25 years. It's not like it's going to go bad on you.
You know what, Will? Can I pick your head for once more before I piss off here? You a Christian?
Yes, sir.
So you believe Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, and no one gets to the Father except through him, yeah?
Yep.
Real quick, sir. I was, for a long time, Gloria Celsis Deo de Benedicite de Nostrum Catholicus. 20 years. I want to ask you something. Do you believe without, and I'm not trolling or fucking with you, ma'am, do you believe that Jesus in the Levant, that he was not only a real man, which you believe, that he was a son of God? So, he was a Jew. like ethnically, Arab Jew, right? So
Yeah.
you don't like my people, Romans, like Romanovs, like we were like 100,000 were there. And according to Josephus, who was not the greatest historian ever, but after Jesus died, they started to fetishize him. Long story short, recorded like 3,000 Jews at Passover, right? Before Hadrian of the Bar Kokhba revolt of 135 AC, kind of. He got mad that we were doing horrible things to the Jews, and I won't say it on. Sorry, like I wouldn't have said sorry a year ago. I would have said something different, but I came to an epiphany of my own. I won't say, but that could I say that I do support the people of Israel, like living mostly in the East, and I support Israel in general. Can I say that?
Yeah.
All right, thanks. So real quick, I hated I was not a fan, let's say, of them for 7 years. I won't go into all of it, but I fight with people a lot on Telegram. But I just want to ask you, like, you're a white man, right? Like me, but you're whiter than me, but you're a white man, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I know you try not make it about race. You conservatives are lovely people. That's why we exist to be the Overton window to be fucking worse. That's all right. I'm not on air to do that, mate. How is it that you believe in a Jewish Arab man that you never met, that has no contemporary historical sources? Hello. That saves you, absolves you from sins that were all of this was originally Jewish, by the way. Islam, Christianity. You talk to the no, I'll not say slur. Sorry. You talk to a lot of the camel shits, as inbred as a lot of them are, and they talk about Musa. Musa was prophet. Alayhi salam.
All right. I had enough of that. Okay. Hi, STP. How you doing? Can you hear me,
Good. How are
STP?
you?
There you go. Oh, I'm pretty good. You staying warm and dug out?
Are we working?
Yeah, I can hear you. James, I'm kind of in East Central Ohio. Oh, nope, I lost STP. She was having some connection problem. JD, how you doing? Vanessa Kitty, welcome in. I saw you pop in there. Okay. So anyway, yeah, guys, like I said, the week's been crazy. We need to keep prepping. Yeah, I gave him a chance. I did. I mean, I'm a pretty nice guy. I'm not gonna just throw everybody off, or unless they're just being ignorant. He sounded like he had a little too much to drink. Other than that, whatever. So anyway, close to us, Dusty. Yeah, I don't know. I'm about 30-ish miles south of Canton. So down here in the snow-covered East Central Ohio. Snowing in Zanesville right now. Yeah, we got a little bit of snow today too. So, which we did not need because we haven't got rid of any of the snow we had from last week or 2 weeks ago. Oh, STP's back, hopefully. All right. How we doing? We good now? I think STP's having James is in Canton. Okay, so we're neighbors. You're just up the road a little bit from me. It's going to be 80 there today, Tina. Jeez, must be nice. It's going to be like 40 here next week, a couple of days, which is going to seem like 80 after the last few weeks we've had. STP, can you hear us? think STP is having some internet issues in her new studio.
It's doing me right now. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's better.
Now it seems like it's the glitching is over. Can you hear me all right now?
Hopefully. Yeah, so far.
Okay, sounds good. So hey, I was thinking about, and I've been trying to get on for God knows how long now, you know. But back when we were talking about you know, power getting too expensive and you know, something going to be happening and things, it's all kind of tying together with something that I said when I spoke to a group like 3 years ago. I had said back then, because everybody was all, you know, EMP this and EMP that. And I said, you know, well, an EMP is possible. It's more likely that the powers that be will make power so affordable or so unaffordable that you're going to have to toe the line in order to get your power.
Yeah.
And with everything coming along with like potentially World War III, you know, the post office recently got the notices sent out to all the branches, like warning of, it was basically the same memo that they got when before the first pandemic hit. They're getting those memos again.
I saw that.
Looks like things are sort of rolling in that direction.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're seeing coming from all angles, and you know, as a libertarian, I can say this: I don't like governments. Period. Yes, they're a necessary evil, but it doesn't matter who's in office; they're still whittling away. And I know a lot of people in here are Trump fans, and that's fine, because a lot of the stuff he does, I agree with. A lot of the stuff he does, I don't agree with. It's just like anybody else. He's just a man. But remember that he was in charge when the first pandemic started and pushed through that jab and, you know, promoted it. He didn't require it. Like his I guess is what I'm trying to say. And that got the ball rolling for all of this seizure of our personal liberties. And now with these increased power prices and everything else going on, we're going to see more of that. So
I agree. Nope, I think we lost STP again.
If people are preparing for anything, they need Did I?
Yeah, you're coming in and out.
Out again? Did I glitch out again?
Yeah, a little bit. Now you're back. I think. Oh, well, okay. So yeah, what like STP was saying, I wouldn't be surprised if they actually just shut our power off. I'm not talking about me personally. I'm talking about everybody, because they would rather have these data centers. STP is going to chuck her PC. They're going to pump all this energy into these data centers, and it's going to be for surveillance and maybe social credit scores like they have over in China. I don't know what the end game with all this is, but it just seems like things are escalating at a rapid rate, and something's coming. So I think we're all in agreement that Snow and New Concord too, that we need to just keep prepping and do what we can to make sure that our family is safe and taken care of, and beans, band-aids, and freedom seeds, right? I mean, that's pretty much what we're looking at. Been a crazy week. So, guys, I think I'm going to end this stream and get off of here. Thanks, everybody, for stopping by. Appreciate everybody's input. Oh, wait, STP's back. Hang on. Maybe not. There you go. Oh, that's much better.
I just said screw it and went to my phone.
Yeah, that's working much better.
Well, I'm on my data and not on the Wi-Fi, and I think that's part of the problem. Is I think that I think Spectrum is being affected by some of these solar flares and stuff because, I noticed our TV was glitching out a little bit last night too, and my husband's phone did some weird things. So, so far my AT&T data is working okay, but
Yeah.
So anyway, so like what I was trying to say, I don't know where it cut out on the last when I was talking.
About halfway, I would say. About halfway.
I don't even know what the hell I was saying now. But basically, this it all comes down to control.
Yep.
And they've made no secret about the fact that they want to depopulate the planet.
Yep.
I know you and Mike were talking about before how they've said how many of us they need and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you need to do it, whatever it's going to take for you and your family to survive their depopulation plan.
Yeah.
Don't take the jabs that they roll out, but also don't be a fool and expose yourself to whatever it is that they're throwing out there. The pandemic was artificially made. It was put out there for a reason. But I know people who died from it too. So, judge for yourself. I mean, I've always said, and it's a hill I will die on. The only true way to be prepared is to be as self-sufficient as humanly possible.
Yep.
And being able to replenish your supplies and know how to make, new clothes from old clothes. And, it's one of the videos I've made since getting my new studio and equipment, and I can't edit the damn thing, is about knowing to do things in the old way. Because humanity has survived before the Industrial Revolution, before technology. And even though, like, as preppers, yes, we have our solar generators. Yes, we have our ham radios and our little solar power banks and things like that. And our tractors and our, post hole diggers. But at some point, things are going to be long-term enough that those things aren't going to work anymore.
Yeah.
And when they don't, you need to know how to do things without that stuff, and you need to have the things to do and make the things without having that technology stuff. One of the ones because I'm kind of a history buff anyway.
Yeah.
I really like to watch the Ruth Goodman videos on YouTube. She's this historian, and my husband hates it because he hates watching anything with a British accent. But but she actually lives like they did. Like, she has different time periods that she's done, like in the Tudor era and in the Edwardian times and the Victorian era, and she shows how they actually lived and how they did things. And there's been times when, because of watching her, I've picked up some tips and tricks that when our power has gone out of here for 5 to 7 days for an ice storm, I knew how to, wash clothes in the bathtub. And even though we had our soap, I knew how to make lye from, watching stuff like that, and from doing the, farm tours in Gatlinburg and stuff like that too. But it's so important to know the old ways of doing things, because if they really do break things down, and I'm like you, I don't think voting really counts, but I do it anyway because, like Mike said, I want to be able to say that I did what I could, and local elections do matter. But if you look at who all these people are connected to and the families they come from and the marriage alliances that they make and continue to make, we're still in the feudal system, but we don't know it. you know.
Yep.
So we're the serfs, they're profiting off of our labor, and they're keeping us down with this thing called electricity and these things called technology. And it's important that everybody has the tools and the knowledge to be able to live without those things. And for me, it's extra hard because, you know, with my back issues, digging holes isn't for me. So I'm trying to set up the systems now so that the garden is manageable, the livestock is manageable. You know, if something, God forbid, happens to my husband, can I still provide for my kids without his, you know, strength? You know, those are things that we have to think about. So just something else to worry about. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't let a spreader go through your house, right?
Well, now we have since we have the new house here, the farmer actually had one of their guys come with a big, like, I don't know if, because it has a bulldozer and a backhoe and the gripper, so like it was like a combo. I call it the big ass multi-tool. And they pulled a bunch of trees up off of their property on the other side of the field and brought them down and built like a big barrier. So A, it'll prevent anything from coming down here again. But B, it's also a reminder to his guys, like, hey, you know, don't be pointing this way. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm glad you finally got all rebuilt and that from that. That was a mess.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a process. We're still discovering things of ours that, you know, got ruined or are still missing
Yeah.
that, you know, probably got chucked in the dumpster without even knowing. So, yeah, it sucks. And, you know, the lawyer is taking forever, but that's because he's good.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully we'll see something in the next 3 to 5 years from
Yeah.
it, but we haven't seen a penny from his insurance yet. So,
Jeez.
yeah.
Chance, good to see you. Well, you guys playing games with Rabbit? They keep timing Rabbit out. I don't know what they're doing, but
Uh oh. Behave,
for like
Rabbit.
10 seconds just to mess
Oh,
with
my.
you. Blue meanies stick together. Okay. So yeah, that's a good point though. Yeah, the more you can do, and I talk about that a lot. The skills and that are going to be what saves you in the long run because you can only stock so much food and so much water, and you know eventually that stuff's going to run out. And if you don't have the skills and that to replenish it, well, then you're going to be in trouble. You
Yeah,
know?
and I mean, and if it hits and you don't have a wood stove or a pressure canner, you're not going to be able to go buy one. You're going to have to, you know, either do something nefarious or wait till your neighbors down the street kick the bucket and loot their place.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's you have to get the things in place and have a plan.
Yep.
Like for us right now, we always had a wood stove. But when we bought this place, it came with a pellet stove. There was so much to do that we didn't really have a chance to put our wood stove in place of the pellet stove. This
Yeah.
summer, that's priority number one, but we already have the stuff to do it. So if it hit today, we have the chimney pipe, we have the roof kit, we have roof sealant for around the top. We have, you know, the stove is out in my garden shed. We have the stuff that within a couple hours, if we had to, we could do it now. And that I just can't stress how important that is to have the stuff to do and make the things.
Yep.
That's, you know, I worry about people with that because a lot of people put so much faith in their gadgetry. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I have my LED grow lights here, I have my solar generator, I have my, you know, radios. I love that stuff, but there's going to come a point where it's going to break down and you're not going to be able to replace it, or you're not going to be able to use it anymore. So make sure you have a plan and the stuff and know what you're going to do then.
Yep. I agree. That's great. Great advice. Great information. Yeah, absolutely. And, yeah, we're looking for some land. And the first thing I'm going to do is build, I call it an Amish freezer. But if you know anything about the Amish, they basically build a shed and they insulate it to the heels. And that's their freezer. They make ice in the wintertime. You know, the first time I saw this, I went out, I was hauling some Amish for a while after the whole pandemic thing. What I call the toilet paper apocalypse.
Yeah.
But and I went out and they had about a 15 by 15 frame set up in the yard, and they were putting a tarp in it. And it's wintertime. It's cold. It's getting ready. We're getting ready to have one of the cold spells that we're having now. It's going to be like 20 below. And the guy gets in the the van that I was hauling, and I'd hauled him a few times before. We were, we talked to each other, and I said, "What are you guys doing?" And he said, "Well, we're getting ready to make ice. We're going to fill that full of water because it's going to be really cold this weekend. We're going to make ice." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I said, "What do you need that much ice for?" And he points over to his shed, and he said, "Well, we're going to put it in that's our freezer." He said, we'll stack it in there and keeps everything frozen. I said, "Well, what do you do in the summertime when your ice melts?" He said, "We still got ice in there from last year."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, it don't melt. He said, he said, "There's years we don't even make ice. It'll last 2 years." And I'm like, "Wow, that's cool." I'm like, "I definitely need one of them," because it doesn't matter if the power goes out. Power can go out forever. You're still going to have a freezer to, if you go out hunting and you're hunting deer or whatever, put meat in there, you're going to have a freezer forever, power or no power.
We have a lot of Amish around here, and some of them actually do harvest ice off of their ponds and things still and have an ice house. But so many people have this romanticized version of the Amish where, oh, they don't use the stores or everything's organic and no way.
Yeah.
Like, the Amish, at least the ones around here, you see them in Dollar General and in Walmart all the time. They get their flour, a lot of the same places that we do. They get their fabric at Joann's like we do. And like, yes, they would be a good resource, great trading partners, but I've also seen them, spraying Roundup around their gardens too.
Yep.
So, don't think just because they don't use electricity that everything is pure and natural and that they don't depend on the supply chains as well, because they most certainly do.
Yeah. Teresa said they go to the stores. Yeah, she knows. She lives up by Amish country too, and I'm not too far. I hauled Amish for about 3 years, and yeah, they pretty much do everything we do. I mean, yeah, they go to Walmart and the Aldi's, and they go to the stores. I mean, yeah, they grow a lot of their own stuff, but and they trade with each other, and but they do they go to the stores. Now they do hunt a lot, so deer season.
My best friend just recently had a problem. I don't want to give them a bad name because that's not all of them, but my friend lives in an area where there's quite a few Amish, and she's basically surrounded by them, and they have posted signs up on their property. She owns about 158 acres, and she has the cellular cameras all over their property, and they don't care about those signs, and they've been talked to about it several times. They've been shown the photos, and sorry, we didn't know, but they've been warned, they know, and they jack deer off of their property all the time.
I believe it. L Dog wanted to know if they use modern guns or black powder. Yeah, they use modern guns. I mean, they got the same thing that we got.
Yeah, some of them have nicer stuff than I have. But yeah, it's a common misconception that everybody's like, "Oh, I'll make friends with the Amish, I'll be fine," or "I'll just go convert to." No, they're going to be affected too. Maybe not as bad, but they will be affected. And I, Gen X, I lived in Pennsylvania for a decade or so, close to the Lewistown area. So, I was in with a lot of Amish there. And then up here, I'm in like Amish country of New York. So, like I said, it'll be great trading partners because they'll be, getting stuff that maybe you can't, but it's not all it's cracked up to be, and it's not a guaranteed survival strategy. They're not as off the grid as you would think.
So Gen X lives over by Lancaster, Pennsylvania. So Lancaster, Pennsylvania, and Holmes County, Ohio, which is just up the road from me, are the two largest Amish communities in the country. They kind of go back and forth about which one's the biggest, but so he's got a ton of them his way too. Yeah. And I've been over there hauling Amish, taking them because they marry off back and forth, like if there's no husbands for the daughter or the son or whatever in Holmes County, they will go to Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, and marry them off, and so
Yeah.
I've been there. I know what
We-
you're talking about.
We've had a couple of families here, like whole families, like swap homes so that they can kind of diversify the gene pool a little bit.
Yeah.
And like, it's like, okay, this community has this many, daughters around this age. Let's
Mhm.
swap somebody with this family that has
Yep.
this many sons around the same age, just because, become an issue.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
So
Yeah, and they do breed a
you
little
went mute on me for some reason. I can't hear you now.
Oh, did I hit something?
Oh, what's going on?
I can hear you just fine.
I don't know. All of a sudden, I can't hear you. Must be something solar going on. So I guess I will catch y'all later. And thanks for having me.
Okay, thanks for stopping by, SDP. Always good to see you. So yeah, they do breed a little close to the gene pool sometimes. There's a lot of little people and a lot of albinos too, I've noticed. So but yeah, I mean I hauled Amish for 3 years. A lot of them they're just like us, Most of them are pretty nice people. There's a few that not so much. But yeah, I mean they're good guys, I mean I enjoyed my time hauling Amish. The only reason I stopped doing it is it's too inconsistent. It's good money, but you'll make a lot of money one week and then hardly anything the next week because nobody's going anywhere. And this time of year especially is not a good time because hunting season in Ohio ends the first weekend of February. So it was last week, the last week, or this week. Anyway, when hunting season's over, then you got a big lull until the weather breaks. And but yeah, I've hauled them guys all over the country. And like I said, most of them are pretty nice. We had some good times. There was a group of brothers that I hauled that they guys were hilarious. So I had a lot of fun with them guys. It's actually where I got Reba from, my dog. Most of you know Reba. Some of you've met Reba. XNYC, how you doing? He's met Reba. Yeah, there's Michael Wolf. Yeah, you got the regular Amish, and then you got what they call the Swartzen Trooper Amish, and they don't like. I don't haul them because they won't even get in a vehicle. So they're like, I guess you would call them like the old school Amish. They're real strict about stuff like that. So yeah, you do have different kinds of Amish. Yeah. Like the regular Amish will, they'll get in vehicles. They just won't drive. A lot of them have fishing boats with, gas powered motors on them and that. A lot of them have electricity in their workshops. They can't have it in their house. So like they run the lights and all that off of natural gas, and their stove will be natural gas. And Cha-Cha, good to see you. And yeah, there's a difference between Mennonites is like between us normal people. Well, we think we're normal anyway. And Amish, they're kind of in the middle. Like they drive, a lot of them drive and stuff like that. But the regular Amish will have boats and things like that. They go up to Lake Erie and fish a lot. But the Swartzen Trooper Amish are like old style. I mean, they don't even have like gas lighting. They use candles, and I mean they're like I guess you would call them old school or the real strict ones or whatever. So there are different types of Amish. Yeah, that's very true. Trying to see all the notifications on my phone. So but I like the Amish guys, the ones I knew and that. And so yeah. And then they do a lot of self-sufficient things that I've learned a lot from them. Let's put it that way. The whole freezer ice house thing that they do is when we get some land is the first thing that I'm doing. Is building an ice house, because then you don't have to worry about your frozen food anymore. Your frozen meat, power goes out. So what? Power can go out for 10 years. You're still going to have frozen meat. I was like, that is a wonderful idea. So silver rolls changing. Yeah, I saw something about I know they're not making the coins anymore. They're not releasing the coins anymore. The treasury. Yeah, I don't know. Well, they're building all this AI, right? Technology needs silver. Are they going to confiscate your silver and gold? I don't know, but it's definitely not out of the question. So if you have a lot of physical silver and gold, wouldn't be a bad idea to maybe accidentally lose it in a boating accident or something. So, and just bury it in the backyard. So, we have done root cellar. Oh yeah, root cellars, things like because I mean, if the power goes out nefariously, or if they just say, you know what, you guys can't have any power anymore, because we need it for other things, you're going to need things like that. So the government's probably already monitoring purchases. That wouldn't shock me at all. And like I said, I don't know if they're going to come for it or not, but I mean, it's happened before. So could it happen again? Yeah, anything could happen. Like I said, just came across feds bust 500 truck drivers who can't speak English. That doesn't surprise me at all. From the Amish, yeah, they make a lot of good wood furniture and that, but a lot of things at the Amish stores, they didn't make. I'll tell you, they made them. They didn't make them. There's a place up in Canton, or there used to be. I don't know if it's still there or not. It was called the Flower Factory, and sold a lot of crafts and things like that. And the Amish used to go up there and buy the crafts, and then sell them as Amish-made crafts. So, but they do make a lot of their own furniture. The brothers I were talking about, they make countertops and things like that. And I knew one of them actually did do furniture, and then they make some good stuff. When they do make stuff themselves, they make some good, solid stuff that's going to last you. It's not cheap Walmart stuff that's going to break, down the road. This stuff's going to last forever. So they do make quality stuff when it's made by them, actually. So, Coffee, welcome back. So anyway, I think I'm going to get off of here, and I'm going to take somebody for a walk. I'm going to go for a walk, Reba.
Really snotty.
Yeah, I seen that. So y'all have a good day. Stay safe, stay warm, keep prepping. Keep your nose to the grindstone and your ears to the floor, and because like I said, something's coming. So just stay alert, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to tune in Sunday night for the 0 Hour podcast. We will be right here on my channel this week. And it was good seeing y'all. So enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you all Sunday night. Thanks, guys.
Deeper field.